Welcome to Our Kids, sponsored by Jefferson County Public Schools. I'm Pleasant Ridge Park High School correspondent Edward Smith. This July, we are taking a look back at some of our favorite stories from the past school year. And due to the pandemic, students and teachers had to adjust to online learning until schools could open back up. Let's start by seeing how the year began with NTI 2.0.
Hey JCPS students, happy first day of school. I know it's not the way we really wanted it. I wanted you in school. Nothing better than the first day of school to see all the excitement. We're coming back to school even though it's virtually. Make sure you log on to those accounts, contact your teachers. Let's work hard today and have a great first day of school.
I want to welcome you to the 2021 school year and NTI 2.0.
And happy first day of school, August 25th, the year, what else? 2020.
I am ready. Are you ready, Mr. Ice?
NTI 2.0. Happy first day of school. We care about you and keep it real.
Happy first day of school, everybody!
I'm so glad our friends got to join, some of our new friends.
Hi, I'm Allison Varisco, and I'm a special education teacher at McFerrin Preparatory Academy. Today is the first day of school, NTI 2.0, for Riley, my 8th grader, Reese, my 6th grader, Remy James, my kindergartner, and myself, learning how to roll with the punches. We're all students again, so we're just going to give each other lots of patience and grace, and I think we're going to build some resilient kids out of this, and maybe some parents too.
Bye, friends.
The meetings are going well. The parents are rolling with it. I had a couple parents take off work today to be there, to see the sites, to make sure their kiddos were okay before they released to a caregiver or a babysitter. The parents are laughing through the morning. They're less frustrated. I had a couple frustrated moms texting me that the dads couldn't get on, but then the dads were FaceTiming and we figured it out. So everybody is pulling through and trying to roll with these new standards and expectations. Because I teach students with moderate to severe disabilities, we are using a one-on-one format or small group settings. They have their academic groups from last year, and we did our best to keep those groupings as we moved into this school year.
I don't know who their name was, but lots of them picked the blue color. I picked yellow.
Okay.
Because that's my favorite color.
We'll probably be on.
What's your feeling about doing school?
I'm a little scared.
You're scared?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, new school. But I wasn't scared when I was at preschool.
Okay.
It was really fun, except the long naps.
There are both positive and negatives, but positives would probably come along the line of we're using technology more, which we probably need in the future for a job.
We're in a worldwide pandemic. No one wanted this, no one is choosing this, but we have to work through it. I do believe everyone has to have the attitude that they want them to progress, and we have to be hopeful in a setting like this. And if we believe and hope that the kids can progress in this setting, they will.
The Teaching and Learning Pathway program at Ballard is designed to inspire students to become teachers and to pursue possible interest in the education field. You can actually receive dual credit for those courses. So by the time they graduate high school, they could earn up to 12 credit hours towards their undergraduate degree.
I'm a freshman at Ballard High School, and I chose to be a part of the Teaching and Learning Pathway because ever since I was in third or fourth grade, I've wanted to be a teacher. It's just always been a passion of mine. So my goal for being part of the pathway was I just wanted to get more experience with teaching, and I wanted to have a head start, and I wanted to start early.
Ballard is unique in the fact that we actually offer the class Introduction to Special Education. A lot of our students have loved being peer tutors in the low incidence MSD or FMD classrooms that are in a lot of our schools. And so that's become a very popular course. In addition to that, we also have an introductory level course, which just provides an overview of the career and kind of an understanding of one's own learning and metacognition.
And when I'm in her classroom, I just know, like, oh my gosh, yes, like I get excited to go to her class. And there's some classes I'm not as excited about because they're not my strong suits and things like this, but my learning communities class, I'm always there on time. I really want to be there and I'm really engaged because I just love the class.
I love my job. It is amazing to be able to teach students who are interested, want to learn, find this information applicable, and are generally curious.
I used to think that teaching was a little, I knew that it was complicated because every student learns differently, but even before putting that like to the test, like even before like bringing that element in, like students learning and things like that, like even just having to formulate a test, I thought it was going to take me like 2 seconds to do. It took me a long time, lots of revisions to get the test to where it was like an actual test that a student could take. So it definitely makes me appreciate what teachers do a lot more.
Teachers, above all, need to be adaptable and flexible to a variety of circumstances, a variety of situations, and a variety of students in their class. And so this is perfect application of the fact that we need to be resilient individuals who are constantly changing our craft and improving our craft and learning new things. I've had to learn a ton about new technology. My students have been very patient with me. They've also been able to kind of provide me with some suggestions and give me some really important feedback that I've had during this process of NTI to be more effective for my students. And I think it's also important that they realize that the field is changing and that with these changing times and as technology grows, we're going to grow and change with it.
During this pathway, I have more experience and I'll be able to be in classrooms more, and I'll have that on my resume when I'm trying to apply for a job as a teacher. So I think it's just going to give me a head start.
I do have 3 boys. All 3 are at Stouffer this year. I have a 4th grader, a 2nd grader, and a kindergartner. And my kindergartner, he's actually been in the JCPS school system since the day he turned 3 because he qualified for extra therapies. Miss Schaefer, she has been just amazing.
Well, this is what I do.
One of the big things that Miss Schaefer's done that's just been epic for us is every single day she uploads what the parents need. So I can pull out all of his papers in advance, which means he can, and she has a slide she does that he can follow because she has numbers on it. So he knows what to click.
We work as a team. We have 5 teachers and 5 assistants. We plan, we share ideas. I mean, we're this village that comes together and to communicate.
She's so receptive to feedback. She's so aware of what these kids need. And she knows that they're in kindergarten, and she still makes it so much fun.
Oh, the butterfly's too cold here. Let's go to Mexico.
My 4th grader is in the advanced program. He also needs a lot of extra time. Miss Whitfield constantly is amazing at reaching out.
What we as teachers at Stouffer are doing, we're making ourselves flexible to meet the needs of not only the students, but the parents as well.
He's very shy. And so he had spent a few hours doing a project for Miss Whitfield.
Children can't learn unless they feel comfortable. That's the main part of teaching is realizing, being able to empathize, being able to see through that child and understand what that child needs and meeting the needs of that child, whether it be emotional, academic, or whatever. You have to be there to know what they need. And sometimes the anxiety becomes overwhelming when they have to present in front of other students. It also becomes overwhelming when they're doing it in a new setting, such as NTI.
They just go out of their way so much. And, I'd hate to see what my kids' grades might be if she wasn't as proactive as she wasn't helping us navigate.
More than anything, I would love to be sitting across the table from Oliver.
And so when I see a teacher make a point to connect with him and not just assume his lack of eye contact is disinterest, it's not, it's him struggling. So seeing her make constant efforts just to connect with him when that's something that he's historically struggled with, and then actually connect with him, is probably one of my greatest joys as a parent. And I don't think I could have had a better year for him, even with NTI, just because they've done so much.
When you do have a parent who reaches out, to JCPS to say, hey, look what these teachers are doing. They're making my life so much easier. They're making my child's life so much easier. You're going, as a teacher, like, thank goodness someone really is feeling all the work that we're putting forth. It makes me very happy to know that.
And Greta's up first. So right, you guys.
We have 4 kids, and 3 of them are doing the after-school virtual clubs.
We currently have right now over 80 clubs, K through 12. The big idea kind of came from the fact that kids need this. I mean, a lot of times, a lot of after-school clubs are canceled right now.
I'm doing Among Us. Among Us is a game, it's not a new game, but recently it's just spiked in popularity. It was introduced in 2016, and it's a mystery game.
I'm doing Lego Club, and I'm also doing holiday-themed breakout rooms and puzzles.
1 brown behind the brown tree, 2 green in the green tree, 3 behind the yellow corn, 4 up in the green tree again, and 5 behind the pumpkins. Woohoo! I tell them, whenever you can come, you come. I'm here just to have fun. I don't expect you to have to do anything extra. 4, so let's see. Ta-da! When mom and dad come home from work and they're like, you know what, I'm exhausted. My day has been so hard. What can my kid do to keep occupied and to find some new friends? And none of the kids knew each other. And so they've come from different schools. And my job, I think, is to build that community and say, all right, what is it that I can do to connect them? And so the one thing I can do is I can bring laughter every day, and I can be there and just show up.
Here's my sheet of paper. So the after school club I have is STEAM Club, and that's science, technology, engineering, art, and math. It has a focus on art, and we meet once a week on Wednesdays at 4 o'clock live. We did some leaf rubbings first and talked about some science with the veins and how to do the rubbing, and then we made a wreath the following week. And last week we did Skittles experiments or other candy if they had left over from Halloween. And tonight we're going to make paper airplanes. You're going to do the same thing on the other side and put a nice crease in your paper. Oh, Lillian, that looks perfect. It is amazing, actually, the connection that you feel with them, and kids that I'm just meeting that I would have never met before if we hadn't done this. So that's been really kind of nice.
It's really awesome that they do, because in the middle of all this for all of us kids, it's extremely fun, and I look forward to it every week, because the second that I get off from it one week, because it's on Wednesdays, literally yesterday, after I got off of it, I said, oh, I wish it would be next week already, because I wanted to do it.
Yeah, it's awesome. It gives me like a nice little break. Yeah, it's fun.
I look forward to it, and to find something fun for them is also fun for me.
It's been a great injection of energy for our kids here. They look forward to them. They could just get really excited about being creative and being able to play with other kids.
We have an opportunity now to allow them to get into clubs that are offered all over the district. And I think I was so happy seeing the immense amount of clubs offered in such a short amount of time. So yeah, to answer your question, like, I fully hope that we're able to offer this long after we go back to a more normal state.
Do you have any books, paperwork, or socks to donate?
We are at Barrett Middle School, and we're doing a sock drive.
Thank you.
We've been collecting socks, and we are going to donate to people in need, and we are donating them to CAP, and they are going to be giving them to people that need them all around JCPS.
Thank you so much.
And a whole bunch of people bringing coats and all this stuff, but the main thing that people needed is socks, and nobody really brought in that stuff, so we kind of looked up a whole bunch of research, and we decided that socks was the main one that people needed.
The best part about this project is that it came from the kids, 100%. So when the students take ownership and they drive it, it's always better because they have a passion for it. You don't have to engage them, they're already engaged because it's their idea. So that's been the best part, is watching them take ownership and roll with it.
I'm not too surprised because Barrett students usually deliver with a lot of love to all of our programs, so it's not that surprising, but I'm really excited about it because almost everybody's participating.
The fact that in the middle of NTI, in the middle of the pandemic, in the middle of all of these challenges, their solution was to come together and develop something that they could do for the community is really encouraging and heartwarming and a true testament to those kids. They are spectacular and really demonstrate what it means to be a Hilltopper. We're so proud.
We've got more of our favorite JCPS stories coming up. Stay tuned.
I love my school.
My teachers care about me and my success.
JCPS has prepared me for what's next.
I am JCPS.
I am JCPS.
I am JCPS.
I'm Ronnie Stoner, and I'm the Youth Service Center Coordinator at Newburgh Middle School.
I don't know the words.
I provide them with pretty much eliminate barriers. It could be as simple as school supply, clothes, food. Get a little warm in there? All right, good deal, good deal. We love to highlight our students and let them know that they're doing a great job and let them know that, hey, even through a pandemic, we're gonna get through this, and I want you to know that just because you're not in our building, your Coach Stoner is gonna come to your house and he's going to celebrate you.
Ask them to know Coach Stoner.
I use my coaching abilities to not only coach my football guys, but to coach students and talk about those hard conversations. I talk about honesty and integrity and self-discipline. And those are the three words that I live by. I'm a true believer that if you have those three things, then success is written all over you, and that's what I want them to know. If I put in that time and that effort and that hard work at my job, it makes it easier for these students and their families to come to school and do what they're here to do, and that's just to learn. I'm Ronnie Stoner, and I am JCPS.
Welcome back to Our Kids. I'm Pleasure Ridge Park High School correspondent Edward Smith. This month we are taking a look back at some of our most memorable stories from the 2020-2021 school year. Let's see how the community helped support JCPS students.
Got a swab and some gauze. Got some body wash.
Today we have some wonderful volunteers here from JCPS. What they're doing is they are building kits for students to be able to use at home in the nursing assistant program.
This is a true symbol of community support through difficult times. We know these are very challenging times for families, kids, everyone throughout the community and the nation. And I've seen so many organizations step up. SOS is an example of that.
What we're doing is we are building teaching kits for some health career training programs for seniors in the JCPS school system. As we all know, school is not traditional, and so these students will have the opportunity to have a kit for hands-on learning at home. We're building 500 kits today.
The supplies that they're giving here, the 500 packets, bags that they're giving of medical supplies will help academies of Louisville students on our career pathways to be able to do hands-on from home. So teachers can work with them virtually, but they can have hands-on at home, and that is so important for our kids.
SOS, our mission is to improve global health, and that includes health right here in our own community. This program is supporting education, and it is building job skills. Both of those drive improved healthcare outcomes.
Our goal in this, in all of our career pathways, and our classes, is to replicate as close as we can a learning environment at school. And so obviously having this equipment helps replicate that. And it's difficult in many classes. Through difficult times right now, that's been a positive that I've seen organizations like SOS stepping up and just be willing to support kids. And it's been a very positive thing that's come out of all of this. How you doing?
and I am very happy to welcome you here today to celebrate our school becoming one of the Verizon Innovative Learning Schools.
I think it's going to help him not only with technology, but I believe it'll help them, especially with all the homeschooling going on right now.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thanks for everything.
We are super excited for all of the opportunities that will be available to our students and our teachers to help us achieve our mission as a result of Verizon and Digital Promise investing in our school in this way.
You have a blessed day.
All right.
Need box 33, slot H.
First of all, I want to take the opportunity to thank Verizon for their continued support of our kids here in JCPS and the number of middle schools now that are on this Verizon grant. We have thousands of students now who have an iPad and connectivity who may not have had it before, and how important that is. So thank you, Verizon, for doing that. We now have 11 of our middle schools.
Since each iPad has its own data plan, the connection between our school and our students' homes will be strengthened, and our students will be able to use their iPads anywhere. Here is your iPad.
Well, the iPad will help a lot because usually a lot of people have phones and they know how to use them. And so with the iPads, everybody knows how to use it, and they can have a bunch of apps and like use their Google Classroom and stuff.
One thing our students are going to do, the student tech team, they're going to be in the classroom with their classmates, and if there's an issue with an iPad, he's right there. He can be there to help them troubleshoot and problem solve right there on the spot.
It is a difference maker when it comes to the achievement gap and outcomes for our students. So I'm proud we've made advancements here, but we have a long way to go. We need to be one-to-one. Every single student has a device, and every single student has connectivity. This is an equity issue that we must bridge.
We are looking forward to instruction being enhanced and transformed by this technology infusion. All of this is on the horizon for our school, and I can't wait to see how these devices contribute to our students' success, our students' growth.
Your copy is on point in every place. I absolutely love your sense of humor and what you bring in terms of your website.
This is our upper level capstone course for web page development, The Pathway. We started off by learning Animate. We developed a partnership last year with Leap Group and had no idea where we wanted to take it. So I asked my kids, what would you all like to do? And Julian and Amos, they decided they wanted some kind of competition.
So we met with them every Monday for about 45 minutes. And John and I really played a kind of behind the scenes organization role with this, but we brought in developers from our own agency to really lead the charge in teaching them how to develop a site from scratch in that 45 minutes.
It was good because they would reiterate some stuff that we learned last year. So they weren't just hearing me, they were actually learning from real web developers that do the job every day.
I learned more how to code websites and more in depth.
When we started the competition, I was very confused on it. I didn't know what to do. I was lost and everything. But after I've been practicing hours on end, sometimes I wake up in the morning, start up my computer and start coding on the project. Then I was like, oh, so that feature works as that. And I started to understand it more as things started to progress. And I fell in love with it. I just love it to death.
I like how ambitious you were with trying to add JavaScript and catalog and have it to where, your movies would show up based on what you search.
We have to have one winner for this class. So the winner is Julian. You will be receiving the computer award for your website.
No matter where they end up, I have no doubt they'll do incredible things. I was telling the team, I really love that you added some examples of, of work, right? You're thinking about what a client might want to see. So love that. We came into this just wanting to support local students, but at the end of it, we are really excited about the potential that all these students have.
I'm just posting it to just show my friends this is how it's going. It started in middle school. I had a vision to start the KMS broadcast.
So Jalen, you're in band, right?
Yes, in fact, we had our own solos and ensembles 2 weeks ago at African High School.
That's really where I got my start in I guess, passion for storytelling and journalism.
Hello, and welcome to Our Kids, brought to you by Jefferson County Public Schools. I'm Pleasure Ridge Park High School correspondent Jalen Level. Thanksgiving is just a couple weeks away, Alex. I cannot wait to eat the turkey.
After graduating from PRP, I knew I wanted to go into entertainment and journalism and media for the rest of my life.
Coming up on TSU TV News 98 Live at 5.
Just to see that small vision starting in middle school, someone believing in me, and from there, the sky is the limit. Now I'm working with NBC as an intern for nightly news and the Today Show. It's an amazing experience, and I'm extremely grateful to be working with them.
And of course, I was excited to see Nurse Bobby here today. Nurse Bobby is a nurse in JCPS who I think we will see go through the vaccination. She is showing a great example for our staff and our families.
This is important to me, and the reason why it's so important to me is because I am a caregiver. And we was taught to take care of yourself first. And by me taking this shot today, I want to show my coworkers at JCPS that this shot is safe. And by me being a nurse for Jefferson County Public Schools, I want to do my part. I want to go back to work.
It's huge, so I'm ready to get back into school. I have 5 kids of my own, and so I'm a school nurse at Lincoln, so I'm ready to get back.
To be healthy for the kid, for myself, my daughter, my family, and for the kids, to be safe around the kids.
I'm very hopeful that by the time we turn to February, we will be back down here vaccinating our personnel, JCPS teachers and staff members, so that we can get back to school.
Hopefully that by me being here today, that it'll change someone else's mind. I know there's a lot of people straddle the fence on this, but to see me here in my school, they'll say, if Nurse Bobby said it, it's the gospel. And I'm just asking everybody in Jefferson County Public Schools, Jefferson County communities, everybody step up and take the shot when it's your turn.
I'm Edward Smith. I'm a graduating senior. I attend Pleasure Ridge Park High School, and I have been a part of the Business and Communications Academy ever since I saw the news. I really just wanted to be on the news and tell people stories, and that's how I got into it. Just using the professional equipment that we have, I mean, there's so much opportunity that I've gotten from this program. Just really to tell stories for the school is good enough, but I got to tell stories in the community and nationally when I went to the PBS Summer Academy. I will be going to JCTC and taking advantage of a scholarship there. And then after I'm done, I plan to go to Western and study broadcast journalism. The Academies of Louisville, there's been a lot of opportunities provided with working with people in the industry and working with professional equipment, and just a really great experience overall. Thanks for watching our show. You can find entire episodes on our JCPS YouTube channel. Until next time, keep supporting our kids.